Water hyacinth or Eichhornia crassipes is one of the most abundant plant species on Earth that is especially common on fresh bodies of water. It has invaded many freshwater bodies all over the world, including our own in the Philippines. There are numerous problems arising from the past production of water hyacinth. Because of its reproduction speed and ability to clog slow-flowing streams, it is considered as the most productive plant and the world's first aquatic weed. As such, there have been many ongoing studies conducted in order to take care of its ever-growing population, such as its utilization to produce paper, fiberboards, charcoal, and feedstock for animals. Despite the continuous effort of many researchers, the problem regarding water hyacinths is still a big concern for most countries in the world. Water hyacinth contains a variety of colors starting from its roots, foliage, and the flower. Natural pigments are also present in water hyacinth, which makes extraction of its pigment possible to obtain. Natural pigments are renewable and biodegradable. Unlike synthetic pigments, products produced from it are harmful and some of them are carcinogenic. Chemical pollution is one of the biggest problems around the world, and it is brought about by industries producing synthetic chemicals such as synthetic and textile industries. In order for the paints to be more cost effective and less harmful to the environment, the researchers came up with the idea of using natural dyes from water hyacinth as an alternative for synthetic paint mixing materials.
This research is to explore the feasibility of using water hyacinth as a source of natural dyes in order to reduce the production of synthetic chemicals from the paint factories while also dealing with the problems regarding the overpopulation of water hyacinth. The specific objectives were to analyze the extraction process of the pigment and to examine the hues produced from mixing the extracted pigment with different types of paint. Methodology. The researchers first gathered the materials needed for the study. Common tools and equipment found present inside the kitchen such as knife, scissors, bowl, pot, measuring cups, and spoon were used. The researchers maximized the incorporation of these available materials to conduct the experiment. In this study, three different types of white paint, namely textile, latex, and acrylic paint were used. The three different types of paint were used to test the extracted natural pigment ability to blend in within the paint.
Since Pasig River encounters a massive amount of water hyacinth, which almost blocks the bodies of water, the water hyacinth used in this study was collected from the nearby waters of the Pasig River. After separating the root, the collected water hyacinth was properly cleaned and air-dried. The leaves from the water hyacinth sample were taken and separated from the stem. It was then shredded and placed into a pot. A total of 60 leaves, equivalent to 6 cups, were used in the experiment. To extract natural pigments from water hyacinth, the water boiling method was performed. The 6 cups of shredded water hyacinth leaves were placed in a pot with 2 cups of water. It was allowed to boil for approximately 10 to 20 minutes. After boiling, the extracted pigment in the form of liquid was separated from the water hyacinth leaves using a strainer. For the testing, 30 ml samples of acrylic, latex, and textile paint were placed inside plastic cups. After labeling the cups, the researchers took 15 ml of extracted natural pigments from the water hyacinth and added it to the paint samples. The researchers tested the following proportions: 30 by 15, 30 by 20, 30 by 25, and 30 by 30 samples. The product produced from mixing the paint samples and the extracted water hyacinth pigment was applied using a flat paintbrush into a white bond paper. The changes that occurred to the color of the product with the increasing amount of natural pigment in the formula were observed.
Results and discussion. Using the water boiling method of extraction, natural pigment was successfully extracted from the water hyacinth. A natural dark green colored pigment was yielded from the extraction. The figure shows the extracted natural pigment from the water hyacinth. In the paint mixing process, the extracted pigment from the water hyacinth was mixed with 3 different types of paint: latex, acrylic, and textile paint. The color produced from mixing the pigment with the 3 types of paint resulted in a cream-colored paint. As the amount of pigment-paint ratio increases, the more color was seen on the paint mixture. However, as the pigment to paint ratio increased, the viscosity of the mixture also become less thick.